Hey everybody, this is Michael Estes. It's time to claim your seat, embrace the narrative that defines triumph. This is a Seat at the Table podcast where dreams are kindled and destinies are crafted. Welcome aboard. Hey, welcome to a Seat at the Table podcast. My guest today is Ashley Garner. I call her the super duper woman. So, so I want to introduce you to the audience. Say hello to the audience.
Hello, everybody.
Give me a little bit about you. Just to come into the podcast itself. Welcome to A Seat at the Table. And can you share with us what inspired you to become a real estate professional and focus on helping others as first-time home buyers?
Coming from state service, I've been in the housing industry for 11 years now. And so starting at the Housing Finance Agency, I would go and speak to the community, to first-time home buyers about the programs that the state had to offer. I seen that there was a huge need because I could educate you all day, but at the same time, I couldn't close deals. And the agents that I was seeing or I was, in the vicinities of, they didn't even understand programs. So I went and got my license and I went to go, help close the racial wealth gap.
Okay, so let me back it up a little bit because I know we just jumped right into it. Mm-hmm. But tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, Ashley Garner, born and raised Sacramento, California. Like I said, I've been in housing for 11 years now. Started out just processing mortgages at the Housing Finance Agency. From there, I went to
work. That's Cal HFA, right?
Yeah, CLTRE.
Okay.
From there, I went to work in the subordinate lien department where I was working with all 58 counties in California, releasing liens off people's homes. And then from there, I went into marketing. And in that space is where I really grew and was able to be more effective for the community and worked on the Building Black Wealth Initiative, which was a campaign to increase Black homeownership in California.
Okay, we're going to get to that later. But as you guys can see why I call her the superwoman, because she's definitely got a lot on her belt. Okay, so what are some of the most effective strategies you developed to help clients secure their first homes with minimum or to no down payment?
So I've worked with clients that were first-time home buyers, and we used NACA was a really good program that I got my clients into. But
that's a plug, NACA.
Yeah, NACA was. I've helped a couple people buy duplexes and triplexes with NACA with no money down in Oakland. So in a really hard place to,
Oaktown,
in the town.
Yeah.
I'm also working in Richmond and Oakland, and so I'm in East Bay a lot.
East Bay.
Oh, as well. Yeah. I'm a developer, an emerging developer. I went through Richmond Neighborhood Housing Services
That's
program.
Nikki, right?
Yes.
Come on, give Nikki some props.
Nikki Beasley is the most
give her some
amazing
props.
soul I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
You say I'm the superwoman, but I've only gotten all this from Tia Boatman Patterson pouring into me and Nikki Beasley pouring into me, and I couldn't do any of this without any of them, right?
I have some history with Nikki.
Yeah, you told me. that was interesting. I got to tell her I talked to you.
Yeah.
But I'm an emerging developer, and so right now we're working on 4 duplexes in Richmond, North Richmond, to redevelop and put on the market to sell to a family below market rate.
So when you say developing, you're developing homes for a certain criteria of people? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that project itself is for the underserved community. So getting them into ownership. We are going to possibly use a strategy using a CLTRE with one of the duplexes. We got the properties for $1.
Oh, wow.
Through the city. With the nonprofit.
Okay.
So was able to, get that together, and we putting it back on the market to sell at a low rate for somebody else to, renovate it the way they want to, a first-time home buyer. But the other ones, we're going to split the lots, make them single-family homes, and sell them at a BMR below market rate to.
That's really good. I'm really proud of you. We go back a little ways, right?
We do.
But I'm really proud of you because I remember when you just first jumped into this whole thing here, and that's why I was excited to get you here on the podcast because I think people need to know who you are, what you do, how you do it, why you do it, the passion that you have behind it, and also at the end of the day, how to get in touch with you. So we're going to talk about that later, but we're going to move on here. So tell us more about the award-winning initiatives you pioneered to increase Black homeownership in California. What challenges did you face, and how did you overcome them?
The challenges of helping the underserved community in California, there's always challenges.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who are ignorant to our history, and which made it a little difficult maneuvering state service and putting that information out there. But I would say I got pretty great support. And I was able to win awards for the campaign. I got the Humanitarian Housing Award, and I got an award for my commitment and leadership to increase Black homeownership in California. Out of that, you can still go on to CalHFA's website, and they have videos that we put together with Did You Know? It's called a Did You Know series, and it talks about policies and practices that actually hindered Black homeownership in our country, specifically also in California. We talk about the Homestead Acts. We talk about the fair lending practices. We talk about all types of things that people don't bring awareness to when it comes to ownership and land ownership in California. So that's up there still if you guys want to go check it out. That's on CalHFA's website. But like I said, it was a great project, and it got a lot of spotlight.
So that's how you earned your Wakanda outfit, huh? That superwoman outfit, right?
Yeah, I spoke in front of UCLA. I spoke at the front of the Black Caucus.
Wow.
I don't know if they all know who Earn Your Leisure is. I was actually at the Housing Expo in Oakland, and I spoke in front of 1,500 people.
Wow.
Talking about the initiative and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty big.
Okay, so let's talk about a little bit about Ashley, the person, too, right? How has your role as a super mom influencer, right, influenced your approach to real estate and financial literacy, coaching?
Well, it's important to me, being that I am a mom, that I show her the right way to do it. I bumped my head a lot because I didn't have financial guidance. No one to teach me the things to save, how to use a high yield savings account.
Right.
And so just her coming with me to work, her coming with me to the workshops that I host for my cohort members, she sees the importance of savings and budgeting. And yes, she's 11, but we have those conversations at my house.
Okay, you cohort members. Oh, okay. Yes. We'll get to that later. But I told you got a lot. She's super packed. So she got a lot under that cape. You know, in what way? Because this is something I remember. Okay. You know, in what way did COVID crisis impact your work, and how did you manage to channel funds to underserved community during this time?
Okay, so when COVID hit, I was in state service still. And I mean, it affected the day-to-day, office work. Right. But, real estate was shifting. Mm-hmm. And
everything was online.
Everything was on lock as well.
Yeah, in the beginning, yes.
And
yes,
so,
yes, it was.
People lost their jobs. They weren't able to pay their bills, and they needed help. And so out of that came the National Mortgage Settlement Funds. And I was put on a project where we put $50 million into the underserved community for credit, pre-purchase housing counseling for free, up to $1,500 per household.
That's awesome.
And that money's still circulating today.
Okay, so that program still exists?
As I know of, as of right now, that money is still circulating. So if anybody needs housing counseling, you go to your local Urban League, your local HUD certified counseling agency, and they should be able to assist you.
They can't just come contact you?
They can, and I could go ahead. They can do that.
Plug it. Yeah. How do they contact you then?
Well, you can reach me on Instagram at Ashley Ricole, ASHLEYRICOLE, or you can reach me on my email at Ashley, ASHLEY, at Culture, CLTRE.org.
Culture. Okay, so you're the program director for Culture, right?
Yes.
Okay. As a program director for the Culture Keeper Homeownership Program, that's the title, right?
Yes,
Okay. What are some of the key resources and assistance you provide to help the BIPOC community navigate the home buying process? And when we say BIPOC, that's Black, Indigenous, people of color.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Well, with the Culture Keeper program, we secured $500,000 with the city of Sacramento and provide 25 people with $17,500 in down payment assistance.
Oh, cool.
2,500 of that 17.5, we went to giving them money to help mitigate issues with their credit and their debt. And so each of them in my cohort, which was 25 people, they all got a free financial coach through the city of Sacramento. And they coached them on how to get their debt down. And if you didn't need to use it for your debt or your credit, then you were able to put it towards your closing costs. As of right now, we've had one member, her credit went up 150 points, but due to the program. And then the other one, her credit went up 120 points.
Wow.
Yeah. We just closed on our first cohort member 2 days ago. She got her keys to her home.
Oh, wow. I bet you she was happy, huh?
So, and you know what's interesting? I didn't realize how big of an impact I was making, because this is just me doing the work,
doing what you love, your passion, and everything
it's
else,
not
right?
work to me, but you know, in the cohorts, this same woman came to me crying. She cried to me, and she was like, "Thank you so much. You're changing my lives, and I never thought I could do it without you." And you know, I'm just like, "Oh yeah, it's okay." But then after the third time, I was like, "Oh, this is big." And it's not even just her; it was so many other people they're so grateful. So it just keeps me going and knowing that I'm on the right path and I'm walking in my purpose.
So give me a success story. I know you just kind of talked about that right there, but I know you have many in the things that you've done. So can you share a success story from your career that particularly stands out to you and why it's meaningful to you?
Honestly, I feel all of them are very meaningful to me, because I work with a community that they think they have no way out. And so the biggest thing for me is handing them those keys, saying we did it, because it's not just a me thing doing it, it's a you putting in the effort. So I would say the biggest success for me is actually creating a program to move people by the masses into ownership.
Over lunch, we were talking about this whole subject matter that we're speaking on right now, and you said that there was something that you did even once they got the keys, and some other things that you wanted to do. Do you remember what that was?
I really wanted to provide them with furniture. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Groceries.
This girl is awesome, y'all. I'm just trying to tell you, she will do it.
Yeah.
She will do it.
I have a designer that I met that wants to, help out and help design.
Do interior design their homes and stuff like that?
Their homes.
Wow.
So there are things that I'm working on the back end. Just to kind of go back to your question on what was the most successful thing I've done that I feel, is a great success story. In the program, I made a partnership. We created a partnership with River City Bank. And they're offering my students the government curve yield rate. And so right now, one of my students has a 4.5 interest rate.
So explain the government curve yield rate. What is that?
So there's a rate that are offered.
A secret rate.
It's a secret rate.
We're going to expose some secrets right now,
Offered by banks. And I just found this out myself.
Because I didn't even know.
Yeah,
and I've been around real estate for a long time. And
nobody talks about it.
No, it's like I got a secret. Got that government secret rate.
Yeah. So I was able to do a partnership, and the rate they have 1 year up to like 20 years, I think, but it curves. And so it bottoms out at a 2.9 for this program, and the highest I seen was a 5.67 or something like that for that rate. But with them, I'm also able to push their mortgages out to 40 years to make it more affordable. And they also do not have mortgage insurance.
Oh, so PMI is gone.
PMI is gone. They don't have PMI, no.
Oh, we need to get this program out to these BIPOC communities, huh?
Yeah, and you have to go through the program that I created to even be qualified to do that.
And what program is that?
That's the Culture Keeper Homeownership Program.
Okay. So we have so you created a program that now has a secret rate that you can go to a bank, and that you could get the people that go through your course into homes at a lower interest rate.
Yeah,
that's kind of like what it is.
Yeah, it's trying to make any market affordable. I mean, it's bad enough that people of color are suffering, and to be honest, everybody is going through it, right? It's not just people of color.
Exactly.
However, when you look at the history of our country, we weren't able to build wealth back, after the war happened and the GI Bill came about, and they were buying these houses at $6,000, and now they're worth $300,000, $400,000, more than that now. And so that gives us a leg, not up, but behind.
So since you spoke about the GI Bill, do you guys ever get any clients that are like military veterans or things like that, into the Culture Keeper program? Because I know their home ownership opportunity is no money down, right?
Mm-hmm. So if they're vets, they can come and apply for our program as well. How do we have a vet as of yet? No, we have for the last cohort. We haven't had anyone that was an Army vet or a military vet or anything like that. We did have a deaf student.
Oh, wow.
So I had to teach, and that was an experience. But it was so amazing because we ended up getting interpreters that were BIPOC.
Wow.
So it was nothing but people of color that were supporting, my student and making it happen. It was really good.
That's amazing. So what advice do you have for aspiring homeowners who are struggling with financial obstacles when it comes to becoming a homeowner?
Don't tell yourself no.
Okay.
Please don't tell you. Everybody,
elaborate on that.
Everybody that comes to me I'm not ready. I don't have this. I don't have that. And I'm like, but you don't know if you're ready. Are you in real estate? Are you a loan officer? Are you a real estate agent? So how are you going to tell yourself no if you have no knowledge about what you need to be ready for?
And you don't tell them, but you don't have me.
And right. So starting that conversation of using your resources, going out to the Urban League and talking to a housing counselor, having a financial coach. And again, you can contact me and I could set all this up, and provide them with the resources. But stop telling yourself no. A lot of the people that are in my cohort today, they thought before they got in, I couldn't do it because my credit was too low or I didn't make enough. And then I open the door and they're like, oh my God, wow, I don't need $80,000 for a down payment. I only need 12
right.
or I only need 15 or 20. But then there's programs that can layer that on top. So if you can afford to buy these expensive cars and these expensive clothes and get your hair done, you can afford to buy a house. You just got to sacrifice. And I think the issue with our community, because again, I work with the underserved and I specialize in the Black community because that's my experience.
Right.
What I've noticed is we want to live a little because we never had that opportunity, but that living a little is going to cost you a lot later on.
So we choose to lease the home and buy the car instead of buying the car, instead of leasing the car and buying the home.
Yeah, or even if your car's not building you equity.
None.
You can't pull equity out of your car and go send your
drive
kids to
off,
college.
depreciate.
You can't take that and go put that into an investment for another property to buy. Like, we just want to look like we got it. But at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to stand on nothing. You don't have it.
Like I always say on social media, no one is who they supposed to be.
Exactly. That is, yes.
No one is who they supposed to be. Okay. So how do you balance your professional life with your responsibilities as a single mother, right? And what tips do you have for other working moms that want to be entrepreneurs or business owners or even, just career professionals?
Balance.
Balance.
And that's so hard because
it's not 50-50.
No, and you have to make time because you don't get the time back with your child.
Right.
Honestly, when I was in state service, I could never pick my daughter up from school. That was something I just wasn't able to do because I had to work all the time. And then I traveled a lot with the state. So I'd be gone 5 days, 3 days. My areas was LA, Oakland, Long Beach, San Diego. So I'm traveling a lot, which is great, but I didn't have enough time for my child. And so once I became a full-fledged entrepreneur, I was able to pick my baby up from school. And
that's a great feeling, ain't it?
It was so rewarding just to have her run in and tell me about her day and be more involved instead of just work.
Yeah.
So I think it's very important to give them that time. And I incorporate her into my work. Like I said, she comes to my Culture Keeper workshop. She's serving the community. And so I want to show her that from an early age. It's not just about you and all that you want. How do you serve others? Yeah,
well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. I'm a single parent also, which you know, but the audience don't. And I had 3. Right. So, but it was, like you said, it's rewarding to be able to be at every game. I was a cheerleader dad, right? And with them cheerleader moms, you know how they could be. And they were everything and that, right? And that. But at the end of the day, right? I was at every game that my daughter cheered in. I was at every game that my other son, he played football. I was his coach when he was in 8th grade, and when he went to 9th grade, we on a traveling team. I did that. I was able to be with him the whole time. So definitely, as an entrepreneur and a single parent, we think a lot of times it's a negative connotation with it, but a lot of times, you know what? It gives you time to be with your children.
It does. It provides a freedom.
Them. Yes.
It provides a freedom. And even being an entrepreneur, things can get a little backed up too and busy, right? So I've learned, because I'm a dance mom. She does competitive dance. So we'll travel to Santa Clara and compete, statewide, but you still have to be present. Right. You just sitting there is not enough.
No, you have to be a part of
present. So turn your phone off.
Yes.
Get off of your emails, because that was me. When I had like 8 jobs, I was there, but I wasn't present.
Right.
And she didn't deserve that.
Right.
And so now I'm really focused on being conscious of me being there.
Okay.
And being mindful.
So you have a book over there, sitting. I'm so proud of you, because I remember your beginning journey into all of this, right? Mm-hmm. And you have a book that you've written, and hold up the book hold up the book, and show the book. Right. Yeah, there you go.
It's the key to your first home.
Yeah, tell me about that book. I mean, what is it?
So it's actually the curriculum that I created with the Culture Keeper Homeownership Program. That book sat in my laptop.
So I should be calling you Professor Ashley, right?
I mean, you can say that. You can say that. This book sat in my laptop for 2 years before I even did anything with it.
Wow.
This came out of before ChatGPT was here and active. I had
to write it. Huh?
I had to write
it and spit it out.
Yeah,
huh?
and it was experience.
Right.
So for me, anything that I'd done in my career was solving a problem. And so that's where this book came from. I was like, let me get my license. I can help, try to close the racial wealth gap. But then what I noticed was I'm pulling these people through these transactions. They don't still understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
And realtors have a lot of power, because I could sell you something and you think it's great because I'm telling you it is, but you don't really know what to look for, what questions to ask. And so now you have a lipstick on the pig, and you're it's a cash cow. It's draining your pockets.
It's draining your pockets.
It's draining your pockets, and now you're not happy, right?
Yeah,
and that's not the experience
that
I
get
want.
it. I was the same way.
Yeah,
I was the same way. I couldn't do it.
No, and so I start writing a book. It's actually a workbook. So it starts with mindset. What does homeownership mean to you? Why is that important? You have to get to the whys, because it's going to be hard. There's going to be times where you're not going to want to get up and do it. You got to go back to those whys. So it starts with mindset, getting the credit, budgeting, how to shop for a realtor, how to shoot offers. The biggest part of this is sustainability. So it taps into post home ownership.
Right.
So how to keep a safe and healthy house. Trust, building your trust so you can keep your wealth in your family. So if you go through the Culture Keeper program, you're going to get one of these, and it's a 6-week course to complete this.
So basically the course that you have through Culture, is it HUD certified?
So no, I work with the Urban League to get them the certificate.
Okay. So by them going through your program, they can get their HUD certificate in order to. Well, it is HUD certified.
No, they
can
go through our partnership with the Urban League to get them the HUD certification.
So they still have to do the course through them. I think it's 20 hours or something like that, right?
Nope. There's a partnership that we have that makes
it goes. It aligns with it.
It aligns, yes. So that's something that me and the Urban League, Michael Audubon, really awesome guy, very helpful. Very supportive of my cohort and the participants. So,
wow. So if I was to ask you a little bit more about your book, because I really want people to understand that you have that book. Show that book again. Show that book again.
You want to see the inside, you guys?
Yeah,
it's a work. But actually, there's a game called Shopping for a Realtor.
Okay.
This is everything in here I created with my mind.
Okay.
So it's very.
Told you she's a superwoman, y'all.
It's very personal to me, but this is something that people actually work in. I don't want this to be a pretty book sitting on your shelf. I want it to be bent up, because you're gonna use this.
So it's a workbook.
It's a workbook, yes.
Okay.
It's like a workbook journal.
Okay. And we talked. You're talking about coming out with another one too, right?
Yeah. So there's 3 books altogether. I'm putting the post homeownership books together.
Okay.
For those courses that I'm teaching, and then also I'm doing a future homeowners academy for the youth.
Wow. And when you say youth, what age?
Like 18 to 24.
Okay.
Middle school kids, high school kids could do it too. I have something for them, but getting them the foundation to understand what ownership is and the importance of ownership.
So it's teaching it early then,
Yes.
Because a lot of our communities, in the BIPOC community, when it comes to our finances and things like that, it's always a secret.
Right. Yeah. And
I grew up, it was a secret. It's like, you don't ask me about no money, things like that, so.
It's taboo.
Yeah.
And it's telling
exactly.
taboo because we don't have it.
Exactly. There you go right there. It's okay, say that because that's the real deal right there. So looking ahead, what are your goals for the future of your real estate initiative and the Culture Keeper Homeownership Program?
Taking it national, moving it into other cities.
Put it in all 50 states.
All 50 states is what my goal is. But for me, I really want to focus on where I can make the most impact first. And like we discussed at lunch, I've been asked, where do you want to go? It's so great. You want to go to like a big city? And no, I want to go to Mississippi. I want to go to a small town in Mississippi to change their mindset on what that looks like. Because no one's out there talking to those people in the South. And they have all the opportunity to be wealth builders as well. So I want to make an impact where nobody's looking.
So Stevie Wonder went to Mississippi. He says, Hard Town, Mississippi. Remember living for the city. So he must have knew something. If he could see it, we could see it.
Yeah,
if he could see it, we could see it.
They're not getting, the ones that aren't getting the support, I feel, is where I want to shine a light on.
Okay. So because you're a successful business leader, what 3 character traits do you think were most instrumental to your success? And can you please share a story or example of each? I know that's kind of, I know that's a mouthful.
That one.
I know that's the bonus question.
So what 3 traits that were instrumental in getting me to where I need to be?
Mm-hmm.
One would be being consistent.
Okay. Focus too.
Yeah. Being consistent on whatever goal you have set, but it has to have a purpose behind it, or you're not gonna finish it. What I've noticed for myself.
Well, that happens for me too. I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah.
So I understand that. That's very important, and
yes.
I think a lot of people need to realize that. Mm-hmm. Because it's got to be purpose driven. Being focused and purpose driven. Okay, so.
And I would say this would be interesting, but it's loyalty to my community. And what I mean by that is when I got into the real estate game, everybody was shoving luxury down my throat. Luxury this, you got to sell the high-end houses. You want the $1 million deals. And I'm like, so you just going to forget about where you come from? Like, you were a first-time home buyer at one point too.
Right.
So I was loyal to my first-time home buyers. And because I was loyal to my first-time home buyers, it opened up so many more doors for me. Now I'm able to create ways to give first-time home buyers money. So I'm just loyal to my purpose. I don't ever waver. I don't get out of my lane. I lean into what I'm great at. I don't hop into other people's lanes. That's when you start tripping and messing up.
There you go.
I only speak about what I know.
Okay.
So, and then I would say speaking my truth, using my voice was very instrumental, because there are a lot of things that I say that people may be worried about perception.
Got it.
And how you are perceived. But what I've learned growing up, and now that I'm in my 30s, I have more confidence to say how I feel and say what's right. If it's not right, I'm going to say something. And using my voice opened up doors as well to help other people. And so sitting back and something isn't right, or you feel you can make something better, speak up.
Yeah. Well, all I can say, Ashley, is that I'm very, very honored to have you as a part of a Seat at the Table podcast, because people need to know who you are. They need to know you. They need to be able to reach out to you and where to find you. Can you put some information out there, like your email, maybe your phone number, your work phone number, something like that, so people that's listening can find you?
Yeah, so you can go on the Culture website, CLTRE.org, and under my program, it has my phone number for the agency and my email. My email is ashley@culture.org. If you're on social media, I'm not on Facebook, but I
Okay.
am on Instagram.
Got it.
And I'm pretty good at responding. So it's at Ashley Ricole, ASHLEYRICOLE.
Okay.
Is where they can find me.
Okay, cool. So if there was one thing that you could pass on to the people right now, in order to help them to even become a homeownership, what would that be?
Don't tell yourself no, and don't let them tell you no. Right? Their no's isn't a no forever. It's a not right now. So
That's right.
don't get discouraged. Figure out where you are in the process, and then put on them shoes and get that effort in and start running.
And find the right person too. Huh?
And it's so important to work with the right people. I cannot stress enough, be careful with the realtors that you work with. Be careful with the loan officers that you work with. Make sure you vet at least 3. Don't go with the one that just your homegirl said it was great. It may have been great for her, but it may not be great for you.
Got it.
So always interview at least 3 real estate professionals, whether that be a loan officer and real estate agents, to make sure you're working with the right people.
Isn't there an area in that book that says how to choose a realtor?
It is. It's a game. I
Okay.
actually shop for a realtor, and they have different profiles that fits for individuals' needs. So, and it's a game, yes, and it's fun, but it's very serious, because if you don't pick the right realtor, you can end up losing out on deals, and you can end up losing a lot of money.
Wow. Okay. So there you have it, everybody. You know, this has been a great time. You know, I can go on and on and on, because Ashley is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to helping people get into homes. I just want to say thank you for being a part of A Seat at the Table podcast again, and I've said that many times, but you know, you're my homegirl, so we go back. You know, we go a long way back, and just want to really share with the audience that contact her. This person is a person that can help you. If you want to become a homeowner, you see this video, you watch this program, you have no excuse. I'm telling you, no excuse, because our goal is to fill up your classes.
Right.
You know, let's get these classes filled and get people into homes, and you know, help them build generational wealth that they can pass down to their children, because that's the biggest challenge that we're having.
Yes, yes. And applications are open on our website, culture.org. Last time I had 365 people apply, and I could only help 25. It's going to be open for the next few weeks.
Okay,
and
so it's open right now.
It's open right now. It's going to close in a couple weeks. Like I said, I had 365 people apply last time, so get your application in.
Wow. That's awesome. Y'all heard that right? Get your application in, and thank you very much. You guys have a great day.